Welcome back. This is the second tutorial. If you haven't watched the first one yet, go back and watch that on how to lay out your track using a track that you like how it's laid out. We're going to get right into it. We're going to go and look at we'll start with the kicks and then we'll get into some snares, but you want to scrub through. So this intro I noticed has 0 drums in it. I like my intros nice, light and airy, and then as the chorus kicks in, then the drums starting to kick in. So what I did was lay out some drums here, single that out. I'm doing a lot of EDM music, mainly tear out and dubstep, so a lot of the kicks and snares are 1s and 2s, so it's like kick, snare, kick, snare. You can throw some flair in there by adding some other kicks. Okay, so let's listen to this. It's got kick and snare in this chorus. And then, yeah, then I added on the 2s, I added the snare. Together, press Control, you can single them out together. And if I'm not mistaken, usually each section is around 16 bars, unless you're doing like this. I have like a pre-build that should be about 16 bars, but this is an untraditional vocal drop, so it's longer than most of them. Yeah, and then on the pre-build, if we listen to just this track, you can hear the kick getting faster all the way up to the drop. By the way, this is for like complete beginners, just to show you how to lay out a track, how a nice way that I like to lay out tracks. So just to go over this again, I went over it last time, but you can lay out your track lay out your drums by, I'm on Windows, so it's Control D for Windows to duplicate, and then I believe it's Command D on Mac to duplicate. So to just lay out the track, instead of like copy, paste, you can select where you want it to line up, so the next one's going to hit here, and then Control D and just repeat, and that helps you do that. That's how you can get this done quick. So like this one, for instance, I copied and pasted the first one, shortened it so it fits in those bars, duplicate. You can also right click and change your adaptive grid. I like on narrow. You can have this off, or 8 bars. It's changing the bars in the window, but adaptive grid is usually a good bet, because then it'll change to what you're scrolling in and out of. You can also, we'll get into this probably later, but you can put on triplet grid, so that gives you triplet ability. Triplets 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 instead of 1 2 3 4. Yeah, so we can continue. Let's listen to this pre-build again. Cool. Mind you, the stuff I'm laying out, it might not sound good. I'm just simply showing you how to, get the ideas flowing, have something you can go to, and then start throwing your own stuff into afterwards. I didn't have any snare going through here, but I have some snare going through here. There we go. Shorten it again. You can take these, if you're on, I'm on 11, live 11, you can go through and change the the cutoff right there. Okay. So now we have, I'm just clicking Control and clicking the S to single these out at once. So now we have a little bit of a build going on. Disgusting. Okay. And so, sometimes I'll change up the kick and the snare depending on what section we're like. I'll have different kick and snare for the drops rather than here. I'll have more like hip hop kicks and snares in the beginning, and then I'll go to my signature sounds. But we're just gonna do a basic kick and snare all the way up to the switch. And then we'll duplicate this again, and then we'll do a little bit of a bro step beat here, which is just adding the kick to the snare. That's it's nice to have a little bit of switch ups in your drums because it gives you more your listener. The more switches every 8 to 16 bars you do, just makes it more unique and sound that much more fun. So after that, it goes into a bro step kick and snare. After this, we can copy over the build, copy, paste, and then just for the sake of this video, just to have something laid out. Boom, look at that. We got our drums done here. I also like to group things by instruments, so you can do Control G, and now we'll label that drums. And honestly, labeling things is huge. Especially when you're working with someone, they don't have to like click through and guess what the hell is what. So now we got a whole drum. We'll start doing hi-hats and miscellaneous drum sounds. Fills are good. Hats. Okay, we'll start with the hat 1, just in case we have another one in the future. Just a basic hat will do. Actually, you know what we can do? Just to show you some stuff in here. If you double click on here, you can go to transpose. And so this is what it sounds like originally. So if you want to transpose up 1 or 2, it gives you two different pitches. Maybe we just do duh, duh, duh. And so now it goes. Select that whole thing and duplicate it all the way through. We can go all the way to the switch because it'll be about the same. So now we should have all right, now let's create another, and this will be a crash. That was again Control T or Command T. Oh, that's pretty good. And I'm gonna duplicate this. You can you click this part and then do Control D, and we'll call this crash 2. That's fine. So we'll just get a secondary crash. Same thing throughout. Probably don't need that one. And now oh, Oh, I did that wrong. I want these every single one. Try that. Cool. All right. Control T, and we'll put like, let's get some claps in. Let's go back to the chorus. Okay, so you know what? We could probably put this in the chorus too. Let me look up a clap. Look up just a 150 BPM loop real quick. That sounds great. All right. Here is now our chorus. For the chorus, we don't need this snare. So if you want to have that snare in there still without just deleting it, you can go through and press 0, and it won't delete it, but it will essentially just mute that section that you have. So that's also nice to, like, if you want to not delete things and just see how, like this part, if you want to just see how it would quickly sound if you got rid of some of them to create like a drum roll type thing, you can do that. Here's our chorus with the no snare. And you know what? We don't really need these crashes here either, but we'll just keep them there just in case. Okay. I also like to include, we'll make another one for the build. We'll just call it snare build. Just find an interesting build. That'll work. Now it's all coming together. Here's our build now. It's a little off. Probably this stuff that's off. We want to line it up so they hit at the same time. Would be good. Next, we would want to put, you can call it drum fill. That one's pretty prominent. Just putting this one for the time being, just so you can really see what it's doing. Love to put fills. You can put fills like every 8 bars or so, but usually I'll put them on the switches, so when the switch comes through, it's really prominent that there's a switch up. We'll do the same. This I'm just copy and pasting, so it puts it in the right spot. You highlight all the way through and make sure it lines up. Cool. That's pretty good for our miscellaneous. So what I'll do here is grab those, Control G or Command G, and you can name it Miss Drums. This helps in the future when you're trying to EQ and making sure everything stands out. Okay, you know what? Let's copy and paste this stuff over to our second drop too. We could have our build. Copy and paste it over from the build. That's looking pretty good. Let's work on You know what? Let's work on effects first. I know this might sound backwards, but we're not. We're just building the template. Like I said, we're not going for like a crazy awesome sound. Let's start with like a white noise. Perfect. These typically are like a lot quieter. I'm not going to get into volumes or anything, mainly just going to get on the laying out of the track. I'm just going to turn these down for the time being. I I have just recently started mixing in the negatives, and then I forget what it's called, gain staging, I believe. But I boost the volume in the pre-master, and then I boost the volume in the master afterwards. That's for another time. Smooth that end out. Also, another thing. Once you get into automation and stuff, you can press A, and you have now these automation lines. And if you have like you click on this and you have anything down on your rack, you can click on something on there, or go into here and change different stuff. So right now it's on track volume. So if you wanted to get quieter to louder, you can go here and create points, and now you can drag, and now it goes from -25 to 11, so it gets louder. We don't need that on here, just showing you that. We'll find another white noise. It's good. Make sure to label white noise up. You can hear what it's doing. I'll make sure that's down to some filler sounds. I used to put all the white noise throughout the drops and stuff as well, but my sound is so large and needs its own space now, so I've been not doing that as much lately. Let's add some impacts now. Sometimes I'll have more than one, so give it a 1 or a 2. Oh, this is a great example of an impact. This gives you a little bit of a rise to an impact, which is a nice little lead up sound, and I like to line them up so it gives it boom. You'll hear it here now. You know, helps show the transitions more. You can carry these throughout. Probably second build, probably you can throw that in. Outro too. Cool. We'll just stick with the one impact for now. So we can label this one will be crowd. This is nice, especially on live sound. It helps fill out more. Put it really low in the background. Let's see. Stadium crowd. I use this one a bit in some of my tracks. You don't need that whole thing. I'll take different parts so it's not exactly the same throughout. We'll turn this one down a lot, but it starts creating some energy in your track here. Next we can add, we'll go to the build and we'll do like a riser. That one's kind of cool, floats around the head a little bit. For this one, we'll do a little bit of automation on it. Just the volume. So click on the volume there, and you can change the volume just so it doesn't come in as harsh. I can show you. We'll go in and show you like auto filters, stuff like that too. But here's the drop now. Okay, so we can copy, paste that over to there. That'll be good. You can add more or less, depending on what you're making. So this section is called, I call it, again, that's Control G. We'll label this effects. We can call this one reference. Check this out. The track is slowly being laid out. What's next? Let's give a listen to the chorus for now. Okay, so let's find synth. Perfect. We'll create a new track. Control T. This will be synth 1. We can have it come in on the chorus. We'll duplicate it. How's the intro sounding? We can have it come in at the intro too. This would probably be a good time to show you. Press Control F, that allows you to search all results, and type in auto filter and drag it right onto that track, and it should open up down here. Oh, we can't see that. So what I'll do is Control and scroll, or no, not Control Shift scroll. Alt scroll allows you to open up the track so it's bigger. Control scroll will allow you to do that. You can also, up here where it gives you the search, click and drag up and down. That should be big enough. So this is auto filter. So what it does is we'll press play, and then here's your cutoff. That's what we'll just play with for now. I'll let you guys mess around. There's like LFO and stuff you can add to it. But right now, press A, click your frequency. It should pull up. If it's not on frequency, it'll look like that. It'll allow you to click it. I want this to slowly come in. Drag it like half, a bit more down. So it'll sound like this in the intro. You can press Alt and give it more of a curve. We'll do the same here. This, we'll have it come in quicker. And we can take this one. Anytime you copy and paste and it has any automations, it should copy and paste with it. That's our second build. Let's get the listen. And what we can do here, Control or Command, and if you click on one of these or do a highlighted section, it will Command E, will separate that section, right? So I'm just going to click this because I want it separated here. Oops, backspace, Command E. So now this is its own thing, and you can do Control or Command J, and that consolidates it. So now it's its own clip. You can't expand, or it won't extend it anymore, unlike this one where it'll keep going. And we'll double click it. It opens up this. Click here and press clip, and we can change the transposition of the track. You know what? Before we do that, I got ahead of myself. Let's just we'll do some quick editing to it. Control J, that you can now press shift and drag, and it squeezes it rather than just cutting it off. And we'll create a quick build for this drop. And now I will do that Command J with the whole thing. And we will do what I was talking about before. So now we'll transpose. Transposing is transposing the pitch. So you can go in here, 0, and we'll do plus 12. Give that a listen. Let's have it go in like halfway through that clip. You can also go back to here. Let's say what these are. No. It's on complex as for default, but you can have complex pro and you have more. You can play with the formants, the envelope. So here's what that sounds like. I'll just put this on loop for now. You can highlight and right click loop selection, or come up here and there's a loop button here. That'll give you this, and you can shorten it or whatever you want. I'm more wanting to hear what it sounds like when it's getting transposed, so you can go in and play with it. We'll keep it like that for now, and probably take this now, copy and paste it over to our second build, and that should have brought over all those automations. Let's just give a listen to the whole build there. Loving it, loving it. We can add another synth. Let's see if we can get like chords. I didn't even check what key it is, but it's usually nice when you're making a song to make sure every sample you're using, or when you're using the keyboard, the MIDI, to make sure it's in the same key. But I did not for this. That's cool. Let's see if I can do something with that. So we will make another track. Let's see how that sounds. Alright, that'll be, call it a synth stab. What I'll do, Control F and look for reverb. We'll just add some reverb so it continues the tail. I like to do the low cut and just bump the decay up like to halfway. Continues that tail. See, I don't think these are the same. Okay, we're D minor. What was that? I think that's A minor. A minor. So let's stick with the D minor. You know what? Let's use that. Here's another trick. Just consolidate that so it's all the same. We're gonna control, drag over. That'll technically duplicate. Double click and press the arrow right here, and it'll give you a nice little reverse. You don't even hear that, so we don't need that. That's sounding better. Next section. Actually, you know what? Let's copy and paste that over. Okay. We're missing. Where's my impacts? See, now you can go through and like, oh wait, effects, impact. We do have an impact there. Might want like a kick impact. I'm just doing this off the top of my head, so sorry if I'm going back and forth. That's a cool one. You can just add that to here just to make it sound that much more of an epic transition. I like that. I like that. You can add that over here too. Okay, that's sounding pretty good. We can add this atmosphere here too. So this would be like these two, the synths would be grouped into leads, and then we'll start another section, our drop. We're gonna get right into just creating. You know what? Let's find a cool vocal first.
Y'all ready for this?
Let's see if that fits. Not even close. We get some monster.
I see you. This ends now. Nothing will save you.
Oh, look at that. Boom, that fits perfectly. Let's hear it from the build.
Nothing will save you.
Cool, cool, cool.
Shut down.
Boom, that fits in there. Sometimes, see how these waveforms are a lot larger? So this one's quieter, so you can Control J, double click, and now it says minus 32 dB. Just press 0, and it makes it a lot louder. You could probably do this so it's even. So that's consolidating, and then press 0. Now they should be relatively the same volume.
Nothing will. Shut down.
Now let's get into our drops. See if Virtual Riot has any loops that we can just insert. Oh, that's fun. Okay, so create a new track. So we can call this bass 1. We'll just use the first part of that one, duplicate, and we'll use the second part of this one. I know this is kind of cheating, but it's just to lay out the track. You can go in and see how it's separated. So this is something, this is something. This is looking like it's repeating this, but slightly switched up. They're just simple, slight switches, but you can kind of even rearrange them if you want. I probably won't for this sake, but here we can hear just what it sounds like getting into the drop now.
Nothing will save you.
This is kind of cheating. I almost feel like I should show you, because it's got like a lot of additive stuff. This has got the basses in it, and he's got vocals that you can put into it. So maybe I'll just. I know that sounded sweet, but that's because it's Virtual Riot. He's the man. We'll use this instead for now. Oh, this is pretty cool. Let me add this guy, and then boom. This is called sample producing, by the way, taking samples and flipping them. Okay, that's good enough for what we're doing. Like I said, we're just laying out something that we can, you know, plug and play later. Just copied and pasted it over. We don't need nothing special. We'll group these and call them like drop basses. I like to have them there. My vocals can stay down there. I only have one vocal right now. We're gonna add another vocal to spice this stuff up.
Hey, yo, check me out now.
Check.
We'll use that one. So we'll do drop box, drag it in. I want it to be like, check, check, check. Well, I want it higher pitched also, so we're going to transpose it.
Check.
Check, 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 check.
If you have them all highlighted too, you can still transpose all together. Just playing around and seeing if anything stands out better.
Check, 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 check.
I think that's more what I'm going for.
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
Now we can group that together for vocals. Go back to our basses. We'll do another bass, add another growl or like a rhythm one shot. You can mess with that. Just gonna create some flow to the pattern, just more so than it has now. Layering the basses. Close this one. Copy and pasting over those transpose keys. Let's put this in the beginning here. Save it. Always save. Let me put a triplet in there, see if that spices it up. Copy and paste it over to your second drop. I mean, that's the song right there. I'm trying to think what else we can add. I think that's a good place to leave off. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm forgetting anything. This is a great way to lay out a track. Now, you know, I can delete this track, save this out as, you know, template project file, and you know, go in and plug in, play, drop in my own tracks, drop in MIDI tracks, and, you know, try to create a song out of it. So let's just hear how it sounds.
Nothing will save you.
Everything's flowing smoothly.
Shut down.
Yeah, that's the song. I really like the whatever the basses are doing in here. We can make something cool with that. You get the idea, guys. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm trying to do more beginner level stuff. One, I'm not too comfortable talking in front of the camera yet because I'm never confident enough in my knowledge, but I would love to spread my knowledge as best as possible. So hopefully the more I do of these, the better they get. So hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you learned something. Let me know in the comments anything you think I should improve on and what you think of the tutorial as a beginner. Thank you so much. Again, my name is JMSCLVN. We'll see you next time.